from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty West Coast, we greet you all. Good morning, good evening, whenever your timeline may fall. Time-appropriate greetings indeed to one and all. This is The Launch, and my name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
And I'm Brent.
Hello, you two. We have a big show. We'll get into that in just a moment. A few things we'd love you to know about. We do the show live on a Tuesday. You can join us. We start at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and 7:30 p.m. UTC. That's over at jblive.tv or in your podcasting 2.0 app of choice. You can pick or catch us on the download Wednesday mornings. And of course, if you're a member, you get the bootleg just shortly after we publish. Of course, we have our website you can check out with links at weeklylaunch.rocks. We have a Matrix chat room, Launch HQ, and our Mumble room. It's a cooking. It's a cooking right now. Shout out to our friends in the Mumble room, and shout out to our members. Hello, all of you. Andrews.
Yes.
Take me back. Take me back. Let's talk about they're no longer called, I've learned, they're no longer called fidget spinners.
Okay.
The category is now called fidgets.
Okay.
So they do then more just spin?
I don't know. This is where we go to our expert on the field. What are you learning, Ange?
That's funny. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk about fidgets because they were like a big thing.
Yeah.
Initially it was for focus and whatever, and fidget spinners was like the real, like, I don't know, start a decade ago.
It was. I
Breakthrough
looked it up. The most of the mainstream coverage was 8 years ago, and it was like all of the ones that you hold in your hand and they spin. That was the major focus. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's interesting about those is those make me feel sick. I cannot use those. They literally they give me some sort of motion sickness. I can't do those. So I have other fidgets. Did you want to play that before I move away from fidget spinners?
No. Oh, before you move away? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I looked into it because I was curious to see where this industry has evolved, and they have found a home in the education system.
Mm-hmm.
Some local students are stepping up to assist other students in need. Their focus is to help children who struggle to stay engaged in classroom activities. 2822's Mark Hiller shows us how the group is making it happen in this week's Here's to You, Kid.
I didn't know I like these.
What looks like a box full of playthings at Hazleton Area High School.
Or maybe plastic crap. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting triggered by the plastic.
This is an alphabet popper where it has all the letters of the alphabet on the popping circles.
The toys are actually self-regulation tools for students in the school district's more than 30 autistic support classrooms. When Hazleton Area's Future Business Leaders of America chapter had to pick a community service project, this idea popped in their heads. They call it Fidgets for the Future.
You'll love that, or what? Fidgets for the future?
Yep. And to be honest, I have had fidgets added to all three of the kids' supportive plans for school, the 504s or IEPs. But my first fidget, before even the fidgets were available, was this little hacky sack emoji face.
Yeah.
I found
that thing's
it.
Awesome.
I found it. I know. I found it the first time I ever went to what is that craft store that starts with an H?
Hobby Lobby?
Hobby Lobby. Yeah.
I don't even live here, guys. Come on.
Right, I know.
Yeah. But you're a big hobby guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the Hobby Lobby, I look every time I come, it has nothing that I'm interested in. It's not my hobbies.
Well,
It's not your lobby, buddy.
I got one, and then it was so amazing, and I would just, play with it all the time. And so then I ordered a whole case of it. I got it from the clearance section, so it was no longer going to be at Hobby Lobby. Okay. But I found a whole case of it, and then I would just give one to the kids every once in a while. They would choose their emoji and whatever. So I have 6 of these in various places so that I always have something available. Because as much as we all maybe think that we don't need something to do, I stim regularly. Stimming is just a normal thing to do.
I like that term, stimming.
Yeah, stimming is just like an energy burst that you need to get out in some sort of movement. Mine is just circling my thumb like this. I do that when I'm nervous.
Or you shake your leg.
I definitely shake my leg a lot. Bella got me this puppet turtle.
Oh, turtle that pops out. That's fun.
Yeah. So I have this at my desk. It makes a nice noise.
All right. Can I ask you? Do you think this classifies as a fidget? Like I have a sharp
yes.
Zippo?
Yeah.
that I
No.
keep
Definitely.
Here?
Anything can be a fidget. Really.
Yeah. I just keep it here. Just play.
That
with.
was a good sound.
Yeah.
That was a really good
I know,
sound.
that's what I like
Can we get
about
a high quality version?
It doesn't. It's nice, right?
Wow. I got this Starry Night.
Oh, can I see that? That's
yeah.
cool. And then they pop in.
You can see where I hold it and I spin it.
Oh, that's nice.
Because
yeah.
the white has The
I
white
see.
has, yeah. And then
Worn it down.
And then, anything that's small that you could throw around. This is just a plush.
You throw that
emoji.
at like the cats and stuff.
But look at this.
What?
I got this from
How
the
would you
dollar
describe
store last
that?
So
night.
this is a plastic transparent ball with like
It's about 4.5 inches in diameter.
With
It's
like
from the dollar store.
a green St. Patrick's party on the inside of it. It's perfect for St. Patrick's.
But it's
Day.
like crazy bedazzled or something?
Yeah, there's like
glitter and
cellophane in it.
And so you can shake it around
And a
and they
light.
move and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Bella was messing around with the gyro movement where you move it fast but it doesn't move as much.
That is very fun.
Anyway, I'm going to stop at the dollar store and
Gyro
get
stuff
one.
is cool.
Yeah, get one for Bella.
I have always kind of struggled to figure out, like, do I fidget or not? And now that you all are mentioning it, there's this. What is this, Chris? It's there's a fuse from your
It's
diesel
a
heater
fuse.
in my
Yeah, I was
pocket.
gonna say, that looks like
it's
a
burnt.
fuse.
It's a reminder for me to buy one. I've been playing with this thing the whole show, and I didn't even realize it
Yes,
until you mentioned something. I
exactly.
was like, oh wait, in my pocket. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm part of the club.
I also keep an applesauce lid here.
So, for the low budget.
Yeah,
So what
and
you're
I just
saying
spin
is
it in
you
my
can buy
hand.
anything,
Yeah, I
it
guess I
doesn't
do
matter.
it too. And I just play it with my hand.
Yeah.
As I'm on the mic because it doesn't make any noise. I've got ones that make noise and I've got ones that don't make noise. Huh? Yeah, I didn't even realize I did this.
No
Yes.
fidgeting with
No,
your
for
mic,
sure.
though. That's the one rule.
That's
in the
right.
studio.
That's right. All right. Well, you know what I want to know. Is anybody else out there
What
an
do you fidget
accidental
with?
fidgeter? I guess.
Yeah.
What are you
Or
fidgeting with?
intentional. Like, I want to get a couple different. I try to keep a variety of things at my desk for the kids. And, you know what Walmart has right now? They literally have tribbles.
Really?
Yeah, well, not really.
They're
not
big.
literally. But it's just a ball
Big
of
furry
fur.
thing. Does it go?
Yeah,
"Ooh,
white, no.
ooh,
White, gray, and tan, and purple.
Welcome to the Pigeon Show.
It doesn't sound like a pigeon. Doesn't sound like a tribble. Or does the tribble sound like a pigeon? I'm not sure. All right, let us know if you fidget with a tribble or anything else. Boost in and support the show. I think I just didn't even realize it applied to me, and yet here we are. Jeez, I learned something about me through the show today. If my wife were home and not on a trip, I'd go, "What'd you learn today, honey?" I learned I'm a fidgeter. That's what I would say. All right. Time to blow your effing mind. Well, while we were on the way back from Planet Nix and Scale, South by Southwest in Austin, Texas was going on, and during part of that they had Autonomous Day, and different vendors were showing off different autonomous vehicles, and Tesla hosted a pop-up, as they call them, which is like, little pop-up stand booths, that featured the Cybercab, and so different outlets and whatnot got to go there. Tesla showcased the upcoming Cybercab robotaxi at the South by Southwest conference and festival this week, giving festive goers an early look at the vehicle's expected production launch. People noted that it doesn't have mirrors, it doesn't have a steering wheel, and it doesn't have pedals, and they were surprised by all of this. So we'll play a little bit of this clip because this guy from KTLA5 or whatever it is, went down to South by Southwest to witness if the robotaxi was real.
And we're also looking now at Tesla's potentially, you say it's in production, steering away from steering wheels.
Well, here's the thing. Driverless cars or self-driving cars are becoming ubiquitous on U.S. streets. Goodness knows in L.A., you're going to see a Waymo any day you go out. But would you want to be in a car that, can't be driven? And I say that because Tesla's new Cybercab, upon which the company is literally betting the company, lacks, pedals, a steering wheel, even side mirrors. And that is raising a whole lot of very interesting issues because if the Cybercab runs into trouble, it seems like only a tow truck is going to be able to get them moving again. Tesla is already producing the Cybercabs and plans to begin mass production next month.
Well, like a submarine, they're just putting PS5 controllers in these things now.
Yeah, right? Like a submarine. They do have, Tesla has like some sort of, so where they put these robotaxis, they have like a centralized facility where they do have a couple of tow trucks that can deploy. And then they do have a way of when the tow truck arrives, overriding it and getting it up on the thing. I don't know exactly, but I've seen some video of it.
Just a magnet.
Yeah.
Giant magnet on an arm.
Or somebody really strong just pushing it. So it's been interesting to watch the rollout of the Cybercab. And the idea is they're going to go head-to-head with Waymo, where you summon it on your phone, and it shows up, and then it drives you to your destination. And the haterade and skepticism around this ever actually working, I think, is really fascinating. So on January 10th, 2026, this was a great quote by a project founder and vocal critic, somebody who works on in the space. He says, I won't call him out, but he says, Tesla's full self-driving is the biggest scam of this generation. A Washington Post interview quoted him continuing to say, if Tesla gets away with this and ships this product, and I can't convince the public that a self-driving car that drives like a drunken, suicidal 13-year-old shouldn't be on the road, I'm going to fail. Tesla co-founder, who actually was ousted by Musk many years ago, said, all of this FSD autonomous autopilot crap, I think the technology is way too immature to be put on the road. I would have a really hard time releasing software that is this buggy onto the roads. And then in February, U.S. Senator Ed Markey said, quote, Tesla is putting American lives at risk, and that is unconscionable. Okay. It's like, geez, my eyes are getting bad. It's very misleading to call something full self-driving when you cannot, in fact, meaningfully use that technology without increasing the danger. And that was just last month.
Yeah. Why are they? I mean, I imagine they've tested this stuff, but just get a big plot of land where they have their buildings and just
drive it around and see what it does, and do it on test track kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah, and they do slowly, like Waymo has cars out on the road and things like this. And I think we're in this really interesting period of time where you've got senators and people in the industry and former Tesla founders saying, this technology is totally, totally crap. There's nothing here. It's all a big scam. And then you've got Elon saying, I'm going to become a trillionaire by selling an autonomous cyber taxi fleet. And they're beginning productions and they're showing them at events. And I really didn't know where the truth lied in any of this because it's so difficult to really know. And to really get hands-on experience, you got to buy a car these days. Like, it's not just something you can read about and develop an understanding. You need to use the technology. And back in October, or maybe it was early November of 2025, I bought a Model Y. Not because I'm a big Tesla guy, not really, but in fact, I don't really know much about them or Teslas, but my GTI was starting to break down, and I have a 45-mile commute each day. So an EV made sense for me because most of my road trips are in my RV, sometimes the car, but otherwise I'm driving, 45 miles a day. And Tesla had a banger deal going, but really, quite frankly, even without the deal going, if you look at the features, the performance, the range, the cost, the Model Y does make a lot of sense. In fact, globally, it's been one of the best-selling cars for the last 3 years. When I bought it, I knew self-driving was a thing that Tesla had that I could spend some money on and have, but I had zero interest, none, no interest at all. I love to drive, didn't look into it at all before I bought the car, couldn't care less. It wasn't a feature I really knew other than just being perfectly aware about it. So there was one day going down the freeway at 70 miles per hour, and I thought, I'll try out the cruise control. My GTI had this sort of traffic-aware cruise control. I think your car probably has that, where it senses somebody slowing down. I'm like, all right, I'm sure the Tesla version of this is going to be just fine. And so I hit the button. And for a couple of days, it was just fine. And then, I drive it like that for a bit, and I turn it off, and I keep driving. And then one day, I didn't turn it off yet. I was about to, and the car blinker turned on, and it started getting off the freeway. And I panicked. I was like, oh, my God, what's happening? I turn off the cruise control, right? I'm like, oh, my God, I'm about to crash. And then I stopped it. And I get out and I drive, right?
Were you using a navigation, like a GPS, like you were navigating somewhere? So it knew that you were taking the exit.
But I didn't know I was using self-driving.
I know. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that. Yes. Like, it wasn't just choosing to get you off the freeway without
No, I was using the nav,
Yeah, okay.
I just didn't realize it. I hadn't activated. It turns out that when you got the car, it came with a 30-day free trial of the thing activated, which if I had just read the screen when it came up, it would have been obvious. But I just, okay, whatever, I don't care. I really didn't care. So over the next couple of weeks, I took it really slow. I turned it off for periods of time while I'd be on the freeway, and then I'd turn it on, right? And I'd always take over before it got to the off-ramp. And then, one day when it wasn't too busy, I'm like, well, let's see how this stupid thing handles on the off-ramp. I can catch it if it's fine.
Yeah.
So I let it take the off-ramp, and then I got to the bottom of the off-ramp, and I turned it off. And I start doing that a couple more times. And then
Baby steps.
then one day I'm like, oh, let's see how it does. I think it was like in Mount Vernon or something. I'm like, let's see how it drives. And I was like, wow, it exceeded my expectations. It handled the street and the town roads way better than I expected. In fact, it's handling it better than most of the people on the road here. Like I was shocked. I was like, oh, I was so scared. This is great. I'm going to use this for, maybe I should drive the freeway and I'll have it drive the town. I'm just thinking all this stuff, right? Well, now here we are in March of 2026, and I have 8,290.7 miles on the car now. And I have only personally driven 815 of them.
Okay, how do you know that? Does it tell you this?
Yeah, I got a picture there in the show notes. I took a picture of my stats on my car if you want to see it. So there's the proof in the pudding.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
92% of all of the driving of this car. So in total, it has 8,290 miles on it.
Yeah.
I have driven less than 1,000 of those miles.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a bit shocked. I thought for sure you made some calculated decision about this vehicle based on, a lifestyle upgrade with having self-driving just drive you from your place A to place B every single day.
No, not at all. But then it was weeks of waves of realizations of how this is going to change my life.
Yeah.
Just like, and like now, the one of the big things you don't think about, but you can let somebody else drive the car and there's zero driving difference. So like Brent got to drive it, Tadia drives it, like they're...
They sat in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they sat in the driver's seat. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
let's call
I
it what it
occasionally
is.
touch the steering wheel.
As somebody who can be precious about his nice things,
I operate the radio.
it's really nice to know that it's going to drive just like it drives when I'm in it, as if I were there.
Well,
ooh, that would be cool if you could choose profiles. Drive like a
there
madman.
There are.
One of them's called Mad
geez.
Max.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Which is still much safer than anyone
Sure.
trying to drive aggressively on the road, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
After having experienced it on our
So
road trip back.
let's talk about that. So we took a road trip to Planet Nix and Scale. So we went from Mount Vernon to Pasadena, California, about 2,400 miles in total, fully loaded car, and there were a grand total, I think, of 2 disengagements, maybe more. There were like
I did 2 myself that you're not counting, only because
I was counting mine. Yeah.
this was like minute 15 of me driving, and I just didn't have, despite you telling me how amazing it was. It takes
can't help it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to trust. Like it takes.
It's scary. It is weird. It's wild.
So you disengage it. It's not disengaging.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like you overriding
button.
what it's doing. And usually you were like, Brent, it's got it. Like,
Just let it do its thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to change lanes better than you can. Just let it go.
Because it's got 360.
Wow.
It's got 360 degree vision, so it knows where all the cars are in the lanes, and it's watching their speeds. But yeah, I disengaged it once because a bunch of garbage had fallen off the back of a truck, and it was in my lane, and I don't know for sure.
Right, what it's going to do.
Yeah, and I just didn't want to hit that garbage, and so I'm going to take over. That's the reason why I'm supervising.
Oh, because otherwise you have to fight it, right?
It may have very likely swerved around it, and if I was in a rental car, I probably would have experimented.
Well, okay, so you have to disengage it in order to move the steering wheel?
No, you could
or
grab the wheel, sort of take it from
does
it.
that disengage it, or does it just temporarily
No,
and then resume?
it turns it off.
Oh, okay.
There's also a
that's
button,
good.
or you can hit the brake. The one thing you can do that doesn't disable is you can give it a little acceleration if you just want it to speed up a little bit.
Yeah.
But so that was one of my disengagements. Was there was garbage on the road, and I didn't want to find out. And then I did another disengagement when we were on the passes, and we were just getting inundated and stuck behind trucks. And there was a moment where I could really gun it and get around all the trucks and be clear of it. And so I'm like, I'm going for it. Beep, boom, boom.
Okay, so does auto drive, is that what it's called?
Full self-driving, I guess.
Self-driving.
Yeah.
Does self-driving speed?
It will do different profiles. So
That's a very delicate answer.
sloth mode will kind of do like 2 miles per hour under the speed limit. And then chill mode will do the speed limit. And then normal will do about 5 over. Hurry will do about 8 over.
Wow.
And then Mad Max can go as high as maybe 10,
see.
15 over.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
But what's interesting when you're like choosing these settings, especially when we were doing a long drive, was that if you're following the rules, which if you're designing self-driving cars and there were no other cars on the road, you would make them follow all the rules.
Yeah.
It's much more dangerous for you.
Yeah, definitely. You want to keep up with traffic.
If you're doing the speed limit, you are the problem.
So that's what it's doing, is it's monitoring traffic and it's just sort of staying with the flow. And this is the point I think I want people to take away from this episode is some of you are debating if self-driving is going to happen. These cars are on the road already.
Yeah, it's already doing it.
It's already doing
Yeah.
it. And they're doing it so well, you can't tell they're self-driving. Like, you followed behind me for a while on Highway 9. You knew I was in self-driving, but it's just like I'm just driving well.
I assumed you were because of your 10% stat that you just shared was like you never drive.
Yeah.
And you basically drive out the driveway and then immediately go to, like, you go to chill mode and the car goes to, taking over mode.
Yeah, I go to chill mode.
But so that's like a rural highway, I would describe it.
Really
Not
twisty roads.
Yeah, beautiful. Goes
Lots
through
of
small
curves,
communities.
lots of hills. Yep.
Which is my preferred driving. But it drove exactly how I would have just naturally driven that. So I was never feeling like you were too slow or doing things that caused me alarm or inconsistent in any way. It was like, because of all the data behind it, I would imagine, really tuned to like what a good driver. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm
Well,
calling
let's-
myself a good driver there,
No.
but like what a reasonable driver would do.
What your expectations as a reasonable driver
Yeah.
are. And let's just talk about that for a second, because I think the unlock there is the data that the car has that we as human drivers just simply don't have. So down to the absolute millisecond, the car is aware of tire slippage. So it knows the exact precise grip on the road at every corner, right? And it's aware of its weight and its overall size in a way that a human just doesn't actually know the numbers. So the car can put itself into a turn where it takes advantage of its weight, but it isn't uncomfortable. You're not like going, oh, and
No,
sliding all
not
around.
at all.
It's one of these absolutely perfect. So it lulls you and the passenger into an immediate sense of comfort and ease because you can tell this thing has got it. It's going around these corners. Maybe the corner's labeled 35, but the car knows it can take it at 48, so it takes it exactly at 48 brilliantly. The next corner needs to take a little bit slower, so it takes that one just a little bit slower. And it gets, or this morning, we were in some road conditions that were a little unsafe, so it dropped the speed by 5 miles per hour and gave the people on the side a little extra room.
But like smooth in a way that we didn't even notice.
Unless you're paying attention and you're familiar with the system, it can almost just be transparent. Like, it'll just swerve around an object on the road so precisely and so smoothly, you don't even realize it just navigated right around that. And because it knows the exact acceleration curve and the braking curve and the weight and the tire slippage, and it has 360 degrees of vision, and it never gets tired, it never gets bored, it doesn't get angry. It stays cool and even, and it's always thinking, it's always watching. It's incredibly powerful on a road trip through freaking LA, where we had people swerving into lanes. We had people coming to complete stops on the freeway. We had absolute merge nightmares during rush hour LA traffic. I mean, this was the absolute boiler, like, for this car, right? Like, I mean, you were boiling it in different heat, different conditions. Sunlight directly in the lenses is really as difficult as it can get. And it never at one moment felt unsafe. It felt like you were, well, honestly, you feel better off with it driving. You feel safer with it driving once you get to learn it. That's the crazy thing. You feel safer with the car driving.
Well, you and I, every time even we just commute to the studio, we still, I've noticed, every single trip remark on how, like, oh, the car saw that before I did.
Yeah, today it noticed several cars ahead. Somebody was hitting the brakes hard before the car in front of me even realized it. And it started braking before the car in front of me realized they needed to brake, because then they had to brake super hard.
That's creepy.
And our car was already beginning to decelerate before the guy in front of us realized it. So it was like, it's better than good reaction time, but it does have that. It's also got that massive observational 360 degree view, and it's looking multiple cars ahead all the time.
I saw a crazy thing on the way here on 67th.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a truck was hauling a trailer, and the trailer was probably about 2 feet wider than the truck.
Yeah.
And it went on the edge and knocked a recycle bin, and it flew. And thankfully, it flew into the ditch away. But and thankfully, I had a decent distance, so if it was going to go behind, but it just booked it.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing, is driving is probably the most dangerous thing we do every single day. And
Yeah.
we've normalized it since we were all kids. Like, I learned to drive when I was, 16 or something like that. But I've been in a car my entire life. And we all have in North America, right? We don't really have the alternative. And I feel like if we can get most of us off the road, the society would be better for it, right?
So the other point that I think is worth considering, especially when you consider Waymo versus cyber taxi and all of that, is right now, Tesla has 8.7 billion miles driven of full self-driving by other Teslas. They've driven
Wow.
8.7 billion miles. That matters because they're collectively computing, watching the road, and learning. So that is 8 billion, almost 9 billion miles of learning and data that they have that nobody else has. And if you want to check this out, go to tesla.com/FSD/safety. I know it can be triggering for some of you to hear this, but they are seriously saving lives. If you're using full self-drivings, these are serious numbers. If you're using FSD in a Tesla, you are 7 times less likely to get in a major collision. You are 7 times less likely to get in a minor collision, and you are 5 times fewer off-highway collisions. 5 times fewer off-highway collisions. The numbers are really, really staggering when you put them in miles driven before a collision. And as somebody who considers himself a good driver, somebody who loves to drive, this is really hard for me to hear. Miles before a minor collision, on average, for a regular driver, are 222,000, even with safety features like collision avoidance.
That's not that many.
You get around 220,000 miles on your car, on average, you're going to be in a minor collision. Now, with all of the safety features activated on a modern Tesla, that gets you as far as 720,000 miles before you have a minor collision. Not bad.
Okay.
When you activate full self-driving, on average, you get 1.6 million miles before you have a minor collision.
Yeah.
That's minor. Let's talk about major. Like you're in the hospital. On average, you will be in the hospital every 660,000 miles. With the safety features on, like the full-blown, like I'll stop the car, all that kind of stuff, like for collision avoidance, the most modern stuff, your average miles driven is a lot better before you're in the hospital, 2.2 million. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. But when this is your entire family, this really matters. If you're on full self-driving, the average miles before you end up in the hospital are 5.3 million miles.
Do people even drive that in their lifetime?
Well, exactly.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Yeah. So you go from 660,000 before you're in the hospital to 5.3 million just by using full self-driving. That's based on the active data from the cars that are on the road, the 8.7 billion miles driven. And so it's only going to get better.
Yeah,
this is the worst the technology is ever going to be. Mm-hmm. It's really pretty impressive. And so it's so funny because we were on the way down, we were listening to a podcast, and one of the guys they were interviewing is like, oh, this stuff's all minor. Nobody's really got this figured out. It's still years away. It's not going to happen. And this guy's like some big tech CEO. Founded a company you've probably used many times via an app on your phone. And we were listening to this podcast while we were sitting in the car being driven by the car. And the guy's like, oh, it's a total scam. It's not going anywhere. And I'm like, this is how ironic that we're listening to this while we're being driven. It was really, yeah.
I will say, like, we had a listener let us, get a tour in their Tesla when full self-driving was maybe a year or two old. Yeah, I'd say new. So that was maybe 3 years ago.
In Denver?
Yeah. I forget where we were, to be honest.
Might have been Denver.
Yeah, it could have been.
I think it was.
Yeah. We've had that offer a couple times. And it was like, oh, yeah, this is interesting technology. But it was quite clear that it was hesitating on, like, avoiding certain curves or bumps.
Yeah,
and,
or
like,
when to turn even.
Yeah, and at that point, like 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, oh, okay, in 10 years from now, we'll finally have something. And so it has blown me away this last week because, Chris, you've been talking about this epiphany that you've been having just driving this thing back and forth from the studio for, I don't know, since you got the car, basically. But to sit in that car for a long trip.
And you sat in the driver's seat too, right?
Yeah, exactly. And to experience it's just a paradigm shift is how I would describe it.
No, you still can't be on a device in the driver's seat, right?
You shouldn't be. And it kind of watches what you're doing to make sure you are
There's
most
a
of the
360
time.
there too.
No, but there is a camera that will watch for that. But the other trick they have, they don't need a camera for this, is they can just tell when you're interacting with the UI. Mm-hmm. Like if you're like looking for songs and stuff like that, they know you're not looking at the road because you're sitting there scrolling the UI and stuff. So they have little tricks to know. Yeah, when these get to the point, and it may happen this year, when these get to the point where you can drive unsupervised.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you can take a nap. Mm-hmm. Huge.
Work?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, seriously. It, for me, was the easiest road trip I've ever done.
Mine, too.
And it was through California. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People that know me know how much I hate driving through California.
We've done this exact trip last year. right?
Yeah.
And we did it in the van. Very different experience, I will say.
Oh yeah.
And I'll say it too. Even as a passenger, it was the easiest trip we've ever done. I think I was also surprised by how like mileage and distance and trying to be topped up on the battery all the time was
Super
a
simple.
zero issue.
Zero
Oh,
issue.
yeah.
Like less than zero because the car just brings you to your next fill up.
Yeah.
And we would get out of the car, stretch a little bit after what, an hour and a half,
2 hours at most. I don't think we could make it more than 2.5 hours, and the car could go 3.
Yeah.
So
And so we get out and stretch, talk a little bit, and then
eat.
you look at your phone. No, not even.
Yeah.
You look at your phone. You're like, oh well, we
Car's
got
done.
2 minutes till the car is done, but we've only been like stretching for 3 minutes. So you guys want to go take a break? We
Yeah.
don't need to, but like,
Yeah,
we're going to anyway.
We were
So-
always charging more than we needed because we
Always.
could never get
Yeah.
back in time. Like you just go to the gas station and want to pick up some beverages and some beef jerky, it's done charging. If you're just going to the next charger, it takes 5 minutes.
I would imagine that corridor is well serviced,
Yeah.
right? So that makes sense. So
Oh,
early
yeah.
adopters would be along this corridor. So that makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. Like, try that same trip across Canada. I think these days would probably be fine, but it was maybe quite rough like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's only going to get better. So I was just every single thing, me as like not really checking in on what this self-driving stuff's doing, but also having thought about autonomous cars for years and years and years, hopefully in a deep way, and like trying to be a good driver because getting in accidents sucks
Yeah.
really deeply. It blew my mind. Like every single thing I thought would be an issue was a zero issue. And
Yep.
so I don't
Yep.
know what to worry about anymore.
The other thing, that I think people don't realize until they've been in it is it's a better experience for the passenger in multiple ways. So not only is it easier on the driver, obviously, but for the passenger, it's a much more consistent drive because there's never a moment of road rage. Somebody cuts you off, it doesn't matter. Oh, the car's got it. It's fine. So the driver isn't getting upset. The driver isn't like accelerating a bunch of, there's not situations where like the passenger getting thrown around or anything like that. Or it's just it's like you have a chauffeur who's a professional driver and they drive it for the comfort of the passenger, but without feeling slow. And so there's not only is it nice for the driver, but it's nice for the people in the car. And it doesn't have to be a Tesla. NVIDIA has a massive list now of companies that they are going to work with to do self-driving with the NVIDIA platform. Lucid this week announced a lunar robotaxi. They're going to have a challenger to the Tesla Cybertaxi.
On the moon?
That'd be cool. So this is going to be, Rivian is going to have stuff, in consumers' hands late 2026, early 2027 that's doing self-driving. Not as far as advanced as the Tesla stuff yet, but you zoom out 5 years, we're going to be there. So it's on the road right now. There are literally millions of them because they were one of the number one best-selling cars in 2025 and 2024. And there are going to be a new generation of cyber taxis on the road. There are already Waymos, and NVIDIA is working on a generalized compute platform to bring it to the other car manufacturers. So you are now living in a world of self-driving right now. As you listen to this podcast, it already exists.
You just don't realize it.
And it's going to grow exponentially because the benefits to the consumer are massive. Think about a world where the car can drive itself. You only need one car. You may have multiple cars today with, maybe you and your significant other. Like, my wife's car is sitting at the airport right now. It's going to be sitting at the airport for a week, just sitting there doing nothing. Why not have the car run her down, and then it drives itself back home, and it's ready for me in the morning when I need to go to work. And then it drives me to work. And then if somebody else needs it, it drives and it picks them up. It could drop somebody off at work and then go pick up the next person. You start to just get by with one car, not because you can, but because it's easy and because it moves itself from place to place when you're not using it. And these kinds of things are going to be massive unlocks for families and businesses and all kinds of things. Or, like the cyber taxi is going to be great for getting kids around. Kids are going to be able to take these things. They're going to be able to summon on their app probably over a certain age, and they're not going to have some weirdo in there driving it with them. It's just going to be them getting driven around by a robot. It's going to be huge for kid mobility too.
You've had this experience since what? Was it January you got this thing? Or
No, like November,
New Year?
October, or something like that.
Yeah, same thing.
But I didn't really use it at first. It kind of slowly.
You've been cooking on this topic, and I think you could have brought this topic even to pre-shows or something like that at any point. Why now? Why do this?
No, he has. The members
We talked about it when I
had
first
the
got it.
inside scoop.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
to the
but
members, yeah.
I don't know. I feel
Why
like,
now? Because we just did this 2,400-mile road trip where we had basically zero safety issues.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That
was very surprising.
The engagements we did were elective to like pass, or because I just wanted to avoid the trash. I'm pretty certain I would have avoided it, but I'm not going to find out with my car.
Chance? But at some point, it's like, well, it would do a better job of avoiding the thing than I would.
Yeah, like the braking situation on the freeway today. It may, I was wiped out this morning on the drive down. It may have done a better job in that situation.
I think 100% did, because we both didn't even notice.
Yeah.
It was a problem.
Yeah. So that to me is very exciting, because I think you were reading something that said, once 20% of the cars are on the road are self-driving, the ripple wave effect you get from traffic when somebody hits their brakes and it causes the next person to hit their brakes and the next person, and it causes this wave of slowdowns. If you get 20% of the cars self-driving and 20% of the cars handle it better than the meat sticks that are driving the car, it makes a massive reduction in that ripple wave effect, just at 20%.
So rush hour time
could start to get
reduced.
better. Yeah.
But also everything like
accidents,
fuel efficiency across hundreds of vehicles that are on that same road.
Yes.
Congestion. There's also like
mental
brake
health,
wear and tear. Yeah, all that stuff.
There's convenience unlocks too. Just this is the last thing. Last thing.
Yeah, we are running.
I know. With
low on time.
With the charging, you can charge at like hotels and Airbnbs. So when you get up in the morning, you got a full tank.
Oh, it's fabulous.
It's really you do well. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
All right, time to move on.
Well, I'm just going to make a quick call to my launch. I haven't checked in since yesterday. 774-462-5667. That's it. All right. 774-462-5667.
Yeah, do me a favor. While you're listening to the music this week, it's a great time to call the launch. You could tell us about your fidget or the worst possible computer you're using for the most impossible job and most important job. You can call in during the song and leave us a voicemail, or you can boost our artist and 95% of your sats will go to the track.
Now's the time. It's the song of the week. Remember, you can boost the track. They sure like that.
And our track this week is Lady, You Shot Me by Longley.
Shifty eyes and doesn't move. While you hiding and what's there to prove? I nod my head, but girl, I'm bruised. Every lesson she'd make you burn. A nemesis we never learn. Not tonight, are we just too far gone? And when that blue moon falls and you decide to call, I'll be waiting. This love is shaking down a cold corridor, motel in the pimped out hall. Lady, you shot me. My love is breaking. Sweet talking in a crowded room. Ice another glass and we'll leave soon. Every beer I wanna cocoon. Now they tried to kill a man for his dreams. Neglect the comic sculptor's decree. Arrive with the entourage and say you're the best they've ever seen. Well, maybe I'm too tired, girl, to hold on my end. I cannot see the dogs amongst so-called friends. This is show business, land of make pretend. And when that blue moon falls and you decide to call, I'll be waiting. This love is shaking down a cold corridor, motel in the pimped out hall. Lady, you shot me. My love is breaking. love is breaking. My love is breaking. Lady, you shot me.
Well, we've got too many voicemails this week because we are on a tight timeline. So what we're going to do is we're going to break them up, and we're going to do a voicemail spectacular next week. We'll play half of the voicemails. Does that sound fair?
Yep.
And our first caller is, I think, Vergo. This was from the transcript, so if I got it wrong, it's the transcript's fault. And he apparently is going to inform us about a heated bidet.
Oh, God.
Howdy, Chris and Angela. This is Big Zero from southeastern New Mexico.
Okay, got that wrong.
On that whole toilet paper situation, see, look, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
No, nobody wants to ever talk about this, but bidets are fucking amazing. Oh, can I say that? Bidets are very amazing.
Uh-huh.
Just get one. Just get like bolted on, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be weird because you have to have power plug, but just make it happen, right? Test that, okay? You'll never have a feeling like that. It's amazing. And make sure you get one that's heated because that makes sure that water's nice and warm.
Yeah.
Very important.
Sure.
But solves the problem. No more toilet paper is needed. Even has a little blow dryer on there. You know, you take a little blow dryer to your nether regions and just it's all nice and dry.
Okay.
It's the best thing ever.
I believe you.
I miss my bidet. I had one at my old house.
Brother.
I should have took it with me when we moved away, but it didn't. Because things. Anyways, y'all have yourselves a good one. And unfortunately, I guess I missed the last live show. So, darn. I guess I'll get it next time.
All right, this is
I'm loving y'all.
This is a good voicemail here. But I have one question that has always just stumped me when it comes to these bidets. Do y'all have power outlets near your toilets?
Oh, you get one installed. It's worth it.
Well, I'm sure the cable is long.
Yeah, but
So that it can
still.
reach.
No, get one installed. It's worth it.
Okay.
So then you're going to be the guy who pays thousands of dollars. So
What?
that
It's
way,
not thousands
well,
of
if you're
dollars.
going to have somebody run a power line and install it these days, an electrician sure would be.
No, it's
Sure.
just a
Well,
They're cutting
extension cable.
No, but
It depends.
No, well, yeah, you could do that way. But if you want it in the wall, you gotta run it, and then the electrician he doesn't do the drywalling. So then you got to get a drywaller in there to fix that.
hey, a good electrician will not require drywalling.
Yeah, well, apparently I
Right.
haven't hired a good one before that. Because I remember walking, I'm like, so you're just leaving that hole in my wall? Oh yeah, I'm not a drywaller. Well, I wish you would have told me that before you cut the hole.
There's a giant hole here I look at every time.
Yeah.
I'm here like, I gotta patch that. Who
Yeah.
did- why did
The
they do
electrician's
that?
like, no, I don't do that. I'm like, but you didn't use that hole. Yeah, no, I was just looking.
like,
You just cut a
Wow.
circle in my wall and you're just looking? Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
So anyways,
That's ridiculous.
I don't understand.
So I was thinking about his suggestion and
A warm bidet.
yeah, a warm bidet. And the water flow angle could prove
Yeah, man.
complications for women.
In multiple ways.
So I Googled it.
I don't want to get hit in the berries.
I go, well, that's not as bad.
I agree,
The
I agree.
consequences are not as
I
bad as
agree.
it would be for a female. So
Seems like there could be some splashage too that could result in
no,
infections.
for sure. UTIs.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, increased risk of urinary tract infections and disruption of natural flora. Yeah, if you
Well, but they do it over there in the Japan and the whatnots all the time, and I don't think they're walking around with UTIs.
well, so they might have the angle different because don't they squat right
so-
down?
I don't.
They're adjustable.
Well, of
good
course,
ones
I
Right,
would
but
hope,
if it's
yeah.
from behind, like I've
No,
only
but
seen
it
them.
has like a jet that comes from underneath. So
It comes out. Bloop.
and
Does
and sometimes you can like change the angle of where it's
Well, it would need
striking.
to be, but it running down is
Well,
still an
so,
issue.
I think somebody did create a high-tech one that solves this, but the way it solves it is with a camera.
It has AI.
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
toilets.
Maybe not that. Yeah, I don't want that.
I am a proponent, I will say. I agree with our voicemail caller.
I'll give it a shot.
Pass.
You don't need the heated. That's
Oh,
like
brother.
super nice. But if you live in like somewhere like
Are your bits not
California
worth
or
it?
something, No, I'll just say, like, it depends on your, like, if you live in Chile and you buy one of these, like, the water's always hot. So it's not, you don't really need the heater part.
I live in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, you definitely, it's a different situation.
All right, okay, all right. Editor Drew called in, I believe.
Hey, launch crew. This is Drew, your editor. Just want to call and let you guys know about the St. Patrick's Day celebration in Savannah, Georgia, where I used to live, which is also the reason I don't really do anything on St. Patrick's anymore. So Savannah has the potentially third largest St. Patrick's celebration in the country, in the United States.
Yeah.
It's huge. And Savannah has no open container law downtown, so you can walk around with a drink so long as it's in plastic, right? So you have to imagine that on St. Patrick's, it's just an absolute shit show downtown. People are drunk and all over the place, and all the bars are so full, and
sounds like London.
Just an absolutely mad party, to the point where I don't know if they do it anymore, but some of the years that I lived there, they actually welded bars across the stone stairs of death.
Oh my gosh.
That is a thing. I recommend you Google it and check these things out. They are very, very dangerous stairs down to River Street. And on St. Patrick's Day, people have gotten seriously injured on them. But yeah, so that's St. Patrick's in Savannah. Happy St. Patty's Day, guys. Love you. Bye.
Happy St. Patty's Day, Drew. Love you too.
Can we get a flight? Like, is there?
Yeah, let's get down there.
Yeah,
let's
right.
Get down there.
The party is there.
All right. I think Nick called in twice, and I think I'm going to save his next voicemail for our voicemail spectacular. And I did want to get an update on his teeth before we go.
Hey, JB crew.
Hey, Nick.
This is Nick from Ecuador. And, okay, few things. First, status update. I told you I had some teeth pulled. I'm now seeing my dentist again. Good recovery.
Good.
Things are closing up like they should. I'm feeling a lot better, but, still in the process of healing. Second thing, the intro. I just heard you do it on beat. Do it on beat. That sounded awesome. That's all. It's like midnight here, so I should probably get to bed.
That's funny.
Well, glad you're doing well, Nick. Now, you did call again. I'm going to save it, so that way we have a couple other ones. I get called out on one of them. I do know that. And I got an underpowered computer call, but I want more underpowered computer calls, and we'll play Nick's second voicemail next week. So that way we can get you something very important, because this may change Brent's life.
Chris found a gem, an easy flip, let's cash it in. It's barely standing, kinda scary, but potential's extraordinary. Just trust me, it's a winner. Just trust me, it's a winner.
All right, Brentley. Now, I know you may be on the market for a place in a little while.
I know what this is about. It's about the van that's like just near your place that's been there for a year that they're going to lower the price for us.
Well, maybe. Well, that'd be great.
It's a road.
I think I found a few different places for you in case you want to settle down in the future.
Well, I've been thinking about maybe.
And this is a compound for a Brent King. And it is a great deal. It's nearby in Oregon, $649,000, 6 beds, 6 baths, and 6,995 square feet. Built in 1914. It's a grand residence.
Yeah, it is.
6 full baths. I mean, this thing, it looks like, when you pull up, it looks like status.
That seems suspiciously inexpensive for a compound.
What does it look like on the inside?
1914. It's nice on the inside.
It is.
Yeah, it's quite nice. There's really no catch other than it's just beautiful.
Wow.
And it's like
There's
mansion
always a
living
catch.
for under $1 million, which the next pick definitely will not be.
Oh, I love the breakfast nook.
Oh, that flooring can easily be redone. It's got hot water heating, which is one of my favorite. Clawfoot tub, which, try not to break your neck, but they're otherwise very nice. Oh, several clawfoot tubs.
I want to buy this.
Isn't this nice?
It has like a bay window bench.
And a pool.
And then it has a sunroom.
And a shop.
Why is this so inexpensive?
I don't know.
Where is it?
It's in Oregon.
Oh, what?
It's likely in
Medford.
the middle of nowhere, which I'm
It's in
perfectly
Medford.
fine with.
Perfectly. It's got a nice big garage. It's a really
Wow, look at that floor plan.
It could be. This could be your Brent. This could be your compound.
Does it have a place for Jubes to park?
Sure. Sure does. Yeah. And it's got a lot of what they call original elements.
What? That means needs updating,
Yeah,
right?
which they say is a rare opportunity to restore.
Oh, I see now. Yeah, there's definitely
Did you
problems.
see that raised toilet?
Yeah. What is with that?
Does it have a bidet?
That's where it's a throne. But maybe that's why it's $650.
Oh, I love the attic
$650,000.
space too.
I'm in. You know me.
Yeah.
Take a dilapidated
You may
thing.
have to ask them if they take sats because right now they say cash only, no financing.
Do they take Canadian dollars?
That's a challenge.
Might be a little bit more.
That pool looks really good.
I know. It's a great one.
I think these photos are AI improved. That's
Now,
my
if
guess.
you're aspirational, I do have Big Island vibes for a big price for you. This is in Hawaii. It is $32,500,000. It has 3 beds, 3 baths, 3,413 square feet, so about half the size of the last one. Built in 1994. Now, this
Ooh, good
sucker
year.
is a wild one. It's a visionary hideaway, originally crafted in Indonesia and then painstakingly reassembled on the shores of the Big Island, piece by piece. Yeah, I mean, so it was originally built in Bali by a 280 master craftsman team using Indonesian ironwood antique. The structure was then dismantled and shipped and then reassembled in Hawaii using traditional wooden pegs. Its most striking feature is a massive roof of over 1 million wooden shingles meticulously laid out to resemble the skin of a dragon.
Yep.
Wow. The span from this $650,000 one to what you just
$32
described?
million. Yeah.
That seems like a deal.
I mean, it's very, I would describe this one to the audience as very ornate. It's a very ornate home with lots of little detail that is, well, and then it's also on the Big Island surrounded by beautiful palm trees that come up like through the middle of it and stuff.
The woodworking in this place is stunning.
Absolutely. I know. The bathrooms are stunning. This is like when you live in this place, you are living in an experience constantly. It better be for practically $33 million.
Yeah.
It better be.
You got to pay like $650,000 just to spend the night, I think.
But if you're feeling aspirational, that would be the one for you.
Thanks.
And then I found something kind of in the middle because I know that one got a little expensive. So our last one for you this week, Brent, is a triple geodesic dome. Not one, not two, but 3 geodesic domes combined together with
times the leaks.
That's right. With a 20-foot indoor waterfall.
What?
$1.4 million.
Oh, it's reasonable.
In Bulverde, Texas, 5 bed, 7 bath, 6,427 square feet, built in 2005 on a 5-acre manicured acre property in the Texas Hill Country, which is very beautiful. 20 minutes away from the north edge of San Antonio. Yeah, 4 fireplaces, 5 AC units, a 15 kilowatt emergency propane generator, soft stop 2-person elevator, metal exterior spiral staircase, 6 water spigots, 5 acres across, chip sealed asphalt driveway, wet weather creek along the southern boundary, 200-year-old mature oak and cedar elms, and many fruit trees on the property.
It must be Texas because I've never seen a real estate listing that counted the number of spigots.
Yeah, that's true. Huh? That's true. What's fun for me is I lived many years as a young lad in a geodesic dome.
Yeah.
Scarred ever since.
And this is 3.
This is 3 of them.
No, it's nostalgic for him.
Yeah, they are very, very cool. They're just renowned to be
and it did
quite
leak.
leaky.
Yeah,
right?
it was something they had to stay on top of a lot.
Yep.
And it had a lot of
But like a
summers.
yurt, it's like a super different experience to live in one. And
The walls are curved, which is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
And
And there's a lot of like space. It feels spacious, right? Because you don't have a flat ceiling above you. You have this kind of large encasement. Oh, this is beautiful because the geodesic dome, I'm used to having geodesic domes be almost completely glass. But this one, they have a really ornate like wood on the interior. This is the craftsmanship here. Wow.
Yeah, ours was more like this with just a lot of sunroofs when I was growing up. And good times. These are some really fun
and tall
houses.
Christmas trees.
Yeah, very tall Christmas trees. Yeah.
The hardest part here is going to be deciding which fireplace to use.
That's true. I think you should check these ones out. Usually there's like a stinker snuck in there or something like that. But I thought since we're looking for Brent, we want him to find a good place. I thought I'd give some legit ones. So those will be linked in the show notes.
Thank you.
Now, before we wrap up. Boostagram. We have some boosts to get to, and I want to start with our baller boost this week, which is Woodland Geeks coming in with 22,222 sats. That would be a baller McBoost.
Hey, rich lobster! This old duck still got it.
Definitely feels like an Affleck, too. I think.
Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know if I have Affleck. Oh, I do have Affleck.
Affleck!
There you go. Woodland Geeks writes, welcome back. Value boost. Well, thank you, Woodland Geeks.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Spread the word. We are officially back. Otterbrain comes in with 15,000 sats.
Coming in hot with the boost.
No message, just the value. Thank you, Otterbrain.
Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. Our buddy Adversaries 17 comes in with 17,513 sats.
Oh my God, this drawer is filled with Fruit Loops.
Adversary says 17,000 for St. Patrick's Day. Woo. Woo. Thank you.
B-O-O-S-T.
Craig My Ego comes in with 2,100 sats.
Make it so.
No message, just value. Thank you, sir, very much. Podbun comes in with a row of ducks. That's 2,222 sats. I think it's hard to get people away from big platforms without the people they're following also moving, a.k.a. the network effect.
100%.
I go to Twitter for the people I want updates from, and I go to Discord for the communities I want to participate in. Unless they move to other platforms, I'm going to continue to use their service.
Mm-hmm.
The difficult and yet also powerful thing of the network effect, right, Podbun?
The thing is, someone's got to start, right? If you find a platform that fits your ideals better, someone has to go over there first.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes it can be your social group at the right moment.
Yeah.
You know, maybe. Yeah. McZip rounds us all up right here with 5,151 sats.
This is a tasty burger.
I'm testing out Albi Hub connected to Fountain FM. Love the show, as
Nice.
always. That is so
Nice.
cool now.
Yeah, that's great.
You can use the built-in Fountain wallet, or you can self-host it yourself.
Open source.
So cool. Thank you, everybody who supported the show with a boost. We have no sponsors, so these really move the needle for the episode, and it's a great way to, interact with us and get your message on the show. Above 2,000 sats, we're going to read it. Thank you, everybody who also streams sats as you listen. Collectively, y'all stacked 4,945 sats. Not too shabs.
Boy, they are doing a lot with mayo these days.
When we bring it all together with our boosters and our streamers, we stacked a colloquial of 69,153 sats. Also, a big shout out to our members who support the show, Jupiter.party. Just put your support on autopilot. You get that big old bootleg. If this was a little short, if this was a little too short, guess what? The bootleg's even longer, and it's available for you. And we do appreciate you very much.
Well, I'll be dipped.
Thank you, everybody who supports the show. We really do mean it. I think that's it. I'm just going to mention we are like, I think I did the math, like 37 days away from Linux Fest Northwest.
Yeah.
It's really close.
It's coming.
How many?
Like 38 or 37.
Oh, the stress begins.
I know, because you got to get back to the east.
You know what I'm doing? I'm flying to go find the van again, which
And
is
then-
buried in snow currently,
and
and
then
then just immediately getting in and driving here. So that seems really ridiculous when you think about it.
That does seem really
Is that
dumb.
good or bad planning? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I do it for the cats.
Oh, yeah, the kitties. We are back into the regular groove. We'd love it if you want to join us live. And don't forget what we talked about today, including safety data and whatnot. That's all over at weeklylaunch.rocks. You can go over there. You can get it, I don't know, check the back catalog, do what you do. Shout out to producer Drew for making this show sound, or editor Drew for making this sound even better than ever. He's also a producer.
Caller Drew.
And a caller.
Full participation.
You know what we ought to do, like a holiday thing? We should get Drew on.
Mm-hmm.
We should get him on.
We should go over there and surprise him and do the show in his living room.
I like that.
Yes.
Special Denver episode.
Send Dia over to him.
All right, thank you very much. Feel free to join us live next Tuesday or catch us in your podcast app or on the web on Wednesday morning. From the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, thanks for listening, and we'll see you right back here next week.